Yellow Filipino, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Generations Legacy Deluxe class Kickback. But before we take a look at this grasshopper fella, I have him in grasshopper mode for that pose. Let's take a look at the packaging. So you can see Legacy. It's the same old stuff from any other Legacy packaging. You can see it's the Decepticon box art since he's a Decepticon. Character art, product shots, QR code. Be right back. So, taking a look at the bio here we have Kickback. You can see how this render is fricked up due to him having two guns. He has the weird lighting effect. I'm still not a fan of that. Old mode is the Chapulin. He's an Insecticon. His function is an espionage, and he's from the G1 universe. His Energon blades are pure Energon and are unbreakable. He's an espionage expert, making allies only to manipulate them to further his own agenda. He's 3 in strength, 9 in intelligence, 4 in speed, and 5 in firepower. And yeah, be right back. So, taking a look at the painting and sculpting, it's actually not that bad. So, you can see how there's a lot of painting they sculpted and detailing, like you can see on the chest. Though it does seem strange how there's a human-like body in there. Why would they do that? I have absolutely no idea, and at this point I don't think I want to know. And the clear plastic that they used doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good. Though I find it strange how this is hinged, and you can see a spring inside of there. I'm guessing it was supposed to be a gimmick of some sorts, and you can see the 2 tabs. I'm not sure why they did this. It could be due to it being an original gimmick, but it had QC issues, so they decided to scrap it at the last minute. Anyways, I love the Decepticon symbol on the chest. It looks pretty good. And you can see some detailings, and that looks pretty good. They're also painted as well. The head sculpt is also not that bad, though it does seem strange in a light source, considering how only the face is actually darker than the actual forehead. Strange. And you can see a paint mishap, and the visor is painted pretty nicely, aside from that paint mishap. Anyways, and the legs aren't painted that badly, though you can see some mishaps. But the only bad thing about durable paint is when it's in the form of a mishap. It comes with a few accessories, that being, hold on, these 2 swords and his gun, as you can see there. So basically the guns can be, the swords can be stored on his hands or placed in his hands, and I like the painting and sculpting that it has. It has sort of a groovy like design, and it doesn't look bad, and it does really help when you're considering how this is supposed to be the abdomen of the grasshopper. And if you're wondering, it's actually a colorless clear plastic painted purple. Why they do that? I'm not really sure, but it does result in a pretty good looking sword. Yeah. It wouldn't be for fading, that is. Considering how most of it is painted purple, aside from these parts. Anyways, you can also plug them on the wrists to form wrist mounted cannons. If you're wondering what I meant by that. Yep, they're Bluetooth compatible. I'm guessing they knew that someone was gonna do this, because if that's the case, dang, they really read my mind, or at least someone else's mind. And you can see the wrist mounted blades. You can also place them on his wings, as you can see here. Also, I forgot to talk about this, but the wings are sculpted really strangely, because on the exterior side of things, you can see how they're sculpted to look like the G1 wings, but on the interior interior side of things, they're sculpted to look like the grasshopper wings. And don't ask me how I know about that. I literally live with them, as in they're outside. They're literally outside all the time. Anyways, as for the gun, I love it. It doesn't. The painting and sculpting is actually pretty good, but when placing it in his hand, it is very loose. Like seriously, it literally just yeah, that's pain. And I really like the painting and sculpting. Just look at it. It's painted silver and a metallic purple, and I love how they gave him this round. It's pretty cool, and it's also bleach compatible. And yeah, you can also place this on the back as via this port. Just plug that in there, and there you go. So moving on to my problems. That is, it's the head. Now then, it's mostly due to the antenna being warped, but there's a way to fix that. I just keep forgetting to do that. I'm not sure why. And another thing would be the paint mishap. Considering how the paint is durable now, it's not going to come out. Another thing would probably be how the hands can sometimes get loose. And yeah. And as well as how the gun is just loose as well. So, moving on to his posability now, shall we? Ball joint at the head. He can look down that far and look up that far. Thing he does not really have any. He can't really look up or down that far. Full 360 at the arms, swivel at the forearms, and over a 90-degree elbow bend, and a backwards bend on the back side of the forearm. And he can do a sword hand. Yeah. This doesn't look good. Anyways, his arms can spread out that far. His wings can do a swivel due to the transformation. He can kick that far and back that far. He can do the animated legs or Donald Trump's posture. Anyways, swivel at the thigh, 90-degree knee bend, a maximum pivot, and foot rotation. Anyways, so that's frick. He has a waist swivel, and he can do an actual split. Pretty cool. Anyways, so moving on to his size comparisons. Let's do that right now. Wrong button again. Whoops. Here we have him compared next to Battle Class Shockwave. This feels strange, me doing Battle Class Shockwave first. We have him compared next to the Piggy Duo. Oh, there's a bounty. As you can see right there. I'm moving him a bit to the side. We have him compared next to Reissue Cheetor. I always find it strange how I never reviewed this figure, and I've only had him for almost a year. We have him compared next to Lego Knit. Just bringing him in here. He doesn't have his wing pack, so don't ask why he looks strange. Here we have him compared next to Darth Maul. I'm just joking with you. Here I'm compared next to Legacy Dragstrip and Legacy Iguanus. I forgot his name. Anyways, so there you go. Compared next to the rest of the Decepticons from Legacy. Jeez, I can't speak. Anyways, so let's move on to his transformation now, shall we? So it's pretty simple. So fold the feet in, bend the legs inward, or at least backwards, like so. Rotate the do not rotate his head first. What I usually prefer to do is to bring out this back flap, rotate the head and rotate it upwards, and then you bring in the flap so that covers up the robot mode head, and so it doesn't prevent paint chipping. Rotate the wings all the way to the front of his chest, like so. Anyways, rotate them back, rotate the arms backwards, or rotate the bug arms or legs at an angle, fold the foot out, And there you go with the one side. You do the same on the other side, so I'll be right back. Dang it. Alright then, so you fold out the bug leg and you rotate the foot, and you do the same steps on the other side. And be right back because I have to go down to actually show you this. So I'm leveling him down with the ground, and here we have him in his official bug mode by the instructions, or at least partially. Not sure about the bug legs though. That one's on a need to know basis, to say the least. Anyways, the bug mode isn't that bad, though it does seem really lacking without an abdomen, which is where these swords come in. You plug them in together, and you can see the support on the back, and you can see this slot, and you can see coincidentally these two things. Oh, wrong side. These two things. You just slide that in there, and here you have him in his grasshopper mode. Or Chapulin. I don't know, man. I just got used to. I just prefer saying Chapulin rather than grasshopper. Anyways, it looks pretty good. Honestly, if I were to see this proboscity of a grasshopper, I would just pack my things and leave. Anyways, overall the painting and sculpting isn't that bad. The wings are pretty good, though it's still questionable with their decision on making them partially G1 and partially realistic. And the bug head, that one's actually a pretty funny attempt at trying to hide the face. I love it. Honestly, I do agree with perspective in that they should have just used a fake head for this one. Yeah, it would have brought more use to the effect that the chest can open. It's just glued in. Yeah. So, yeah, there's not much else to say aside from visibility now. Also, the weapon can store under him. I'm not sure what to say about that. So, you can do a full 360 at the front of the bug legs. You can do a swivel. The bug legs can combine the two of them being just the robot arms in bug form. And there is some more rotation on the back ones, and you can do that. I'm curious if this could combine. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why I thought of that, but yeah, here we are. He can do he has a swivel at the legs, swivel at this part of the leg, and the feet can actually rotate that much, and rotate inwards this much. And he has a ball joint at the foot. So, posability is not that bad. I'm kidding. I don't think this was even meant for posability, but if it was not a good attempt. Yeah. So, let's move on to size comparisons now, shall we? So, for size comparison, here we have him compared next to the Piggy Duo, as you can see right here. There you go. Here we have him compared next to frick. My desk is a mess. Battle Class Shockwave, as you can see right here. I feel like I should have transformed him in his crawler mode. That would have made more sense. We have him compared next to Battle Class Pro, and here we have him compared next to the rest of the legacy Decepticons I have. Yeah. And he's bigger than his Hyrule P34, but the same could apply for Iguanas. Also, I'll be right back. And here we have here next to the two crawler figures, that being Core Class Shockwave and the Battle Class Shockwave. If you're wondering, this is a fan mode that I thought of, though I'm pretty sure some people actually thought of it. Yeah. So there you have that. Now then, my overall final thoughts on the figure. He's good. I would kind of recommend him, but at the same time I really wouldn't, considering how he has a bunch of QC issues. Yeah, that kind of lowered this figure down from actually being pretty great, or at least pretty good. So, yeah. And I like the insect mode. It is pretty good as well. And this is basically it for this video. I'm the Bat in Disguise, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.